In today's video, we are going to look at the machine in my workshop that is solely responsible for all that sort of mess, but actually now I'm thinking that wasn't a good idea because there's shavings all over the floor. I'll be with you in a minute. So this is my little lathe. This, as far as I know, is made by a company called Vevor. And the model number is WL330, and there is going to be a link to this lathe down in the description below. Now, as far as I know, this lathe is pretty much identical to the Axminster Craft lathe, and that model number should appear on screen now. Right, so let's just have a little bit of a closer look at the lathe. So firstly, some specifications. The distance between centres on this lathe, and that means between the two spiky things, is about 300 millimeters or 30 centimeters, and if you're into that imperial stuff, that's about a foot. The maximum diameter over bed, and that means from this spiky bit here all the way down to this piece of cast iron here, is, let me just check, just having a look, that's about 200 millimeters, 20 centimeters, and this max diameter over bed essentially means how large can you make a bowl. Unfortunately, there's a hole in that bowl, which is a bit annoying, a bit sad. Anyway, so for people who are turning big bowls, that would be absolutely tiny, and honestly, you can only make small bowls, but I am absolutely fine with that distance, and I'm more than happy with the small bowls that I am making. Unfortunately, lots of small lathes do not have an adjustable speed controller, but this one actually does, which is really great. So this means that using this little dial here, or knob, whatever you want to call it, you can adjust the speed of the lathe. So if I turn it on, we're currently down at a low speed, and then we can increase it all the way up from 500 revs per minute all the way up to 3,200, as far as I know, revs per minute. So yeah, that thing can spin pretty fast. And if you are concerned about the weight of this machine, it really isn't very heavy, although having said that, it is reasonably heavy. This is about 20 kilos, but this is obviously because it is primarily made of cast iron, which, as the name suggests, is pretty heavy. To be completely honest with you, I cannot fault this lathe. This has served me really well, and I should have mentioned earlier, I've had this now for about 7-8 months, and it has really worked really well to get me off the ground with my turning skills, and I have managed to make absolutely loads of projects with it. So it has served me very, very well. Things that I really like about this lathe, I really like how quiet it runs. I am just talking in my normal talking voice, and as you can see, it is not too loud, which is good. It's nice and compact. My workshop really isn't very big, and I didn't want a huge lathe because I don't have the space for that, and because those can get pretty pricey. So for the price and the size, this has been absolutely fantastic. The only thing that I am going to say, and this isn't a fault of the lathe, this is a fault on my part, and actually this only happened a couple of days ago. So what happened was the bed of the lathe was sitting on the cable and it cut straight through it, so we have had to put on this plug. I doubt it's actually called a plug, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I probably am with all this electronic stuff, but what we've managed to do, put that plug thingy-majiggy on there and reconnect all the wires, and as you can see, it is working again, which is absolutely fantastic. So I have probably missed a few things out from this review, so if you have any specific questions, email me, DM me on Instagram, or leave me a comment, and I will be more than happy to get back to you. And yeah, I think that is that review all done. So thank you for watching today's video. I know it's not what I normally do, but thank you so much for tuning in anyway. If you have liked the video, hit the thumbs up thing on the screen below. Leave me a comment, and even better if you would subscribe, because we are actually looking to do a 200 subscriber giveaway. So thank you very much, and I will see you on my next video. Ow. Just walked into that. Not clever.